Sometimes, a person's life changes dramatically because of a happy meeting. Such twists of fate are especially important for children. Amir was 7 years old. He was a poor and unhappy boy. During his birth, a mistake was made due to the incorrect position of the fetus or the inexperience of the doctors, and possibly due to their negligence. As a result, the boy was born disabled, seemingly on normal and strong legs, but he couldn't walk because he was in unbearable pain when walking. The parents were very unhappy with their son. They gave him a lot of trouble and difficulties. They would have handed over their boy to a special boarding school long ago, but there was very little money in the family because only the father worked. He had no education, and therefore he was taken mainly only for physically hard work and paid him very little for this. And a good allowance was paid for the maintenance of the boy, and the parents kept a small invalid in the house, gritting their teeth. Finally, the boy's father managed to get a good job as an office driver, and soon he left the family. Some rich female boss laid eyes on him. Amelia was left alone with her son. She believed that she couldn't find a good job because of his illness. She didn't have a decent education, as the child needed constant care. If not for the allowance and food stamps, she would have left her annoying son long ago. For some reason, he always wanted to eat, and walking with him in an old and falling apart wheelchair along the street was a torment for her. And this time, Amelia walked in front, texting her friend, and the boy turned the wheels of his stroller from behind, and suddenly there was a scream. The woman turned around. The child fell sideways along with the stroller as he couldn't drive onto the curb. Now he was floundering on the grass, trying to get out of the stroller that had piled on top, and stretching his hands to her. And so it will always be, the woman thought, suddenly angry. She abruptly turned around and walked forward alone. She decided to completely change her life. It should not have a place for a disabled person. The boy with difficulty got out from under the stroller. He sobbed and called for his mother. A man driving down the road in a luxury car saw this heartbreaking sight. The man was shocked. A little boy was floundering on the grass, pinned down by a wheelchair, and there was no one around. The man jumped out of the car and tried to calm the baby. He cried and called for his mother. What he saw was incredible. The mother left, leaving her disabled son on the sidewalk. The man put the boy in the car on the seat and threw the stroller into the trunk of the car. He didn't want to scare the boy, so he said, "Darling, let's look for your mother. Maybe she's lost somewhere." The boy stopped crying and they drove off. He soon calmed down completely. When they arrived at a large, beautiful house, the boy looked at him with interest. "Come on, will you stay with me until your mother is found yet? I have a big house. You'll like it."
"Okay."
"My name is David. What is your name?"
"Amir."
"Now we've met." The man carried the boy out of the car in his arms and carried him to a large, bright room on the sofa. The good-natured cook clacked her hands and said that she would definitely bake delicious pancakes for the boy. Days followed. Weeks followed weeks. The man bought the boy a children's wheelchair and taught him how to drive it. It was electric, and the boy had to learn how to press a few buttons. The kid got used to it quickly. Amir really liked his new home. He loved David like his real father. A couple of months later, the man came home very pleased and showed the boy some kind of folder with a bunch of enclosed sheets. "Amir, do you know what is written here?"
"No."
"It says that now you are my own son, and you can always live with me." They were both very glad and happy and hugged each other tightly. But David didn't rest on this. Once he took his son with him and stopped in front of a building on which a large red cross was painted. A doctor in a white coat came out. The boy was frightened, but the doctor examined the boy's legs. And then he was examined on an interesting medical device that looked like a spaceship from the future. The father then talked for a long time about something with the doctor, and when they arrived home, he sat his son in front of him and began a serious conversation. "My boy, you will soon be able to walk."
"Is this true?"
Yes, but there is one but. You will need to have an operation, and it will be very painful for you to learn to walk after it.
"But will I be able to walk after this?"
If you keep trying, you will definitely succeed."
Daddy, I will endure everything to become like all the boys.
So it will be. Everything depends only on you. Amir underwent surgery. For more than a year, he learned to walk very, very slowly, but stubbornly. At first, he literally hung on the doctor, who repeated literally every step with him. Then things got easier for him. The boy tried hard despite the pain, and this perseverance paid off. The next year, the boy went to school with a limp, but without any help. His life got better. He absorbed new knowledge with great joy and tried to study as best as possible in order to please his father. Many years later, Amir became a man. He graduated from high school and medical university with honors. Now, he worked as a doctor in a large medical center and received solid money. But last year, his father died. At the time he found the little boy, he was already 65 years old. Amir got out of the car and sadly sat down on a bench in the very park where his father had once changed his life. He reviewed the photos on his phone where they were depicted together in different years. How he missed his family. "Young man, can I ask you $1 for a cup of coffee and a bun?" A voice suddenly sounded nearby. He raised his head. In front of him stood his mother. For more than 20 years, she has aged a lot. Her hair was not clean and her clothes were not neat, but he recognized her. She shuddered as she peered into the depths of the eyes of this obviously educated and wealthy young man. Something distant and poignant flashed through her soul, and tears appeared in the woman's eyes. "Mom, it's me, Amir. Do you recognize me?" "Yes, forgive me, son." She suddenly wanted to leave, but her son took her by the hand. "No, Mom, I will not leave you. We will go to that beautiful house that my real father once left me. Then he helped me. Now I will help you, in memory of him and that you once gave me life." A finely dressed man hugged a slovenly dressed woman and they walked towards the car. Random bystanders looked at this couple with surprise. Happiness was visible on both faces. Children are like little chicks that mom and dad can slam with their indifference or let them rise to incredible heights. It's important for every parent to remember this, regardless of what kind of child he is raising. Thank you for watching the video.